We will share the screen. So I will turn off my camera. Now you can see. Can you close the box? Now you can see the cameras off the box, the 4 cameras, 2 inside and 2 outside. Now the box is closed and the drone is being prepared for takeoff. You can see that the box is closed, and now we will take off. We will deploy. So the operator will hit deploy. The box will open up, and the drone, the tethered drone, the Alpine Swift, will take off.
Okay, we can see your cell phone camera showing the cases from the outside in parallel, right? This is very cool.
Can you see the drone now?
Yes, yes.
Wow, that's perfect.
Okay.
So you say that the drone, the tethered drone can go up to 100 meters, right?
Correct.
This is like a building with how many floors?
About 30.
About 30 floors. Wow. So we are talking about strategic highs, right? We can go above anything, above trees, above other buildings, and get a line of sight very very good.
Yes. Now we are, as you can look at the screen, we're at 20 meters or 19.8 meters above the ground. And I will ask now the operator, Yoav, to show me if you want to go to 35 meters. So just click here, and the drone will climb, and you will see how the line of sight and the field of view gets better as you climb just to 35 meters. We're not going to be able to fly much higher today because of air traffic here.
Okay.
But you can see that even from 35 meters, you have pretty good visuals around you. This is the day camera. And now we're changing into thermal. So this is infrared. This is what it's going to look like if it was completely dark outside. It would have been even slightly better, because when the temperatures are a little colder, you get a much better IR image, because the difference of temperature is more significant.
Right.
And how far away it's the zoom imaging?
So in this specific camera, I think we have 20 times. What is it? The Nighthawk? No, Nighthawk. So 40 times zoom for the day camera.
Perfect.
That's amazing. Right now in Israel, the temperatures are very high, right? I think
35 degrees.
it's like 35 degrees, and the drones and the cameras are operating just well, right, in this temperature.
Oh yeah, of course. I didn't mention, but our systems were tested and qualified for military grade operation. We passed a very hard test. It's called military standard 810G. It's like the tests that military aircrafts and helicopters pass. So in terms of temperature, solar radiation, rain, dust, all these things, and because also our systems are being operated by military customers, even here in Israel, in the Gaza Strip, we have many of our systems deployed, and also in the U.S. Army, the U.S. Air Force.
That's very cool. What cool things can you do with Easy Aerial's drone besides security, Omri?
Yes, so I can tell you just in a few words about some of our, cool projects. Um, so, for example, wildfire detection. So our cameras have automatic smoke and fire detection. So for monitoring of wildfires in forests or other, sensitive areas, we perform missions to detect fires and also to support firefighters, find the hot spots and the access routes and things like that. In addition, we do, as I mentioned before, for farming and agriculture. We have a project, for example, in Portugal, where in addition to security, we monitor the cattle. We count the cows,
Wow.
and we have an AI feature that automatically you just scan the area, and the software will just give you the number of cows. So
We have
it
a lot
just
of
goes.
cows here, so I think that's a very interesting feature.
Yeah. Another
And we
thing we
have
do.
in our we already have a demand here. There is a lot of companies with 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 heads of cows, and they're looking for a solution of counting them on a big field.
Yeah. So this is already something we have experience with, and I'm sure there are things that we still haven't done. But just like we did with our customer in Portugal, we developed this feature together with a customer. So if there is something very specific, a very specific requirement that a customer has, as long as the drone can take it in terms of weight, and there is a software that can do the analytics or you know the AI, or we can develop it together, or we can use third party, other existing software from other vendors.
That's very, very interesting. And Omri, you were saying when we start this live, you're saying that you have application for oil and gas. And then I have a question. Is it possible to use a single drone in a multiply box line over 100 kilometer long pipeline for inspection?
Yes, it's a great question because I forgot to mention it. Um, the drone is box agnostic. It means that it can take off from one box and land in another box. So if there are long, inspection, linear um, routes like for oil and gas, or for power, like power lines,
Power lines, okay.
or railroads. We have many railroad customers in the U.S. They do train track inspection with our drones. So you can just drop, a box every, 20 kilometers or so, or even more, depends on the drone you're using. And then the drone can hop, from one box to the other, and this, get charged in the box 40 minutes, and then it can take off and jump to the next box.
Perfect. Yeah, that was the next question, and you already got the answer. So if you have this drone that charges up inside the box, he can land in each box on this power line or the train rails or the oil pipes, and that's a very, very interesting application. And also here in Brazil, we have the same demand on the three applications, and it's gonna be very cool to test this back here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. I think, Brazil probably is a great candidate for such use cases. So I think now we are ready to land with the tethered drone. So
Yes.
I will ask Yoav, the operator, to show you how it's done, he will just essentially press land. And the drone will go into landing mode.
Perfect.
Now,
It'll point the camera. That's very cool.
And you can see he's not doing anything. The drone lands autonomously. I will just show you from the outside. And in a few seconds, it will lock on the IR beam. Now it is locked on the IR beam, and now it will, the IR beam controls the drone, controls the flight control. Make sure it lands inside the box. You need to be very, very accurate. Few centimeters away, and you're landing outside the box. It has to be very accurate.
And it's not the cable it's important to say it's not the cable that is pushing the drone. It's a drone that is landing autonomously with the technology has to be very accurate, right?
Exactly. The cable is not even tight.
It's loose.
You notice, yeah. But the cable is loose, not to interfere with the flight itself. It's only the power cable and data cable. It is not holding the drone. The drone is the same drone that can free fly.
Okay.
The cable is only there for power and data.
So and the same software, this software, which is a very interesting software, can operate how many drones in the same time?
So now you see the Osprey is in the air. I'm sorry, Chen, I will go back to your question in a minute.
Okay.
You see the Osprey is airborne now. Okay, so anytime you can stop it, the drone. Can you hear him, or you want me to say?
No, please. Saying? Can you repeat what he's saying, Omri?
Yeah. So you see that on the screen there is a flight plan with waypoints, but the operator can stop, can pause the flight path at any moment. So now he paused the mission. So now it paused at waypoint number 2. And at any point he can resume the mission or go to a specific waypoint on the screen, any point that he wants. So he says go to. He picked a point on the map, and he said go, and now the drone will go there.
How is the communication between the drone and the box is made?
Yes, we have a point-to-point communication system. It's a in this case, we have, is it a Creo? Yes, so it's a very high-end communication system. We can offer it with encryption, like AES 256. It's a very strong communication. It can reach, like I said, even up to 15 kilometers range. And it can be offered in different, frequencies, in the 2.1 to 2.5 gigahertz, or even at different ranges like 4 or 5 gigahertz if required.
Wow. And Omri, an important question. What's the tracking possibilities? Can it track people? Can it track license plates?
Yes. So now we will demonstrate how it auto tracks. I just asked my colleague here, Ronnie, to walk the field here, and we will see if the drone can auto track it. But to your question, Chen, the system, especially when it's on autonomous operation, here now you see that it will track Ronnie. You see now Yoav is not touching the system. It automatically tracks Ronnie, who is walking outside. Can you see that?
Yes, yes. So he can track Ronnie as much as it's needed, or until he has to get back home, right?
Exactly. Day or night. Of course, even if it was completely dark outside, he could still see him. Here, now this is night vision. This is infrared. So imagine it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And you can see how it tracks Ronnie as he is walking.
And the vehicle tracking, can we do some license plates tracking, or?
Yes. So in terms of features that come with the camera, AI features. So we have license plate reading. So that means that if it detects a vehicle in an area you define to be of interest, the drone will take a photo of the car plate, the license plate, and it can send the message with the number to whatever you define. Could be even a text message, SMS, WhatsApp, email, or whatever, or just on the screen of the operator, just show the number of the plate. This is one thing. The other thing is automatic detection of vehicles and people. So even if the drone is on autonomous mission flying along long lines, along fences without an operator, and it detects human in area you told it, this is the area of interest, it will just tell you there is a person here, and sound the alert, or again call the security officer, or whatever you tell the system to do with this information.
Okay, so now we are tracking a car, and then we will be able, for example, to take his plates number and send it to the right place.
Yeah, the camera we have here doesn't have this license plate capability.
Okay.
But we can offer a camera with this capability. It lands. So it's about 90 or 100 kilo, the weight of the box. If there is a specific, concern, we need to work with the customer, and maybe we can build a cage around it, or we can add a designated security system. You see, it's a little windy, so it took a few more seconds for the drone to land because it's really windy. But oh, you see now how it rotates. Can you see?
Yes.
So it gets into charging. Here now it is on charging position.
Perfect.
Aligned with the charging pads. So now it is being charged.